We'll try. Okay, this is my friend Ryan. He's sitting here telling me about his trip to Africa and how great it was to be a non-smoker for how many months?
8?
8 months after his first treatment. And then what happened?
Smokes for $2.
Smokes for $2 in Africa.
So, get to smoke again.
And did you want him?
Nope.
Merely
even
because.
like Only did it because that was my goal.
So tell me about your goal again. What was your goal, Ryan, when you stopped smoking when you first came in here?
When I first came in here, it was for good, but then as the appointment went on, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna smoke in Africa. And I went 8 months without smoking. Arrived in Africa, got to my hotel, the smokes were behind the desk, and they were $2. So I bought them. And I didn't even enjoy the first couple. Truthfully, actually. And then I got to be ostracized by the group because there was only 3 people out of 22 people that smoked. So we would all step outside of our circle or whatever we were in and go smoke by ourselves.
Go to the loner corner.
Yeah, basically. Smoker's corner is not cool anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Even in Africa.
What? Even in Africa? That is so funny. So reiterate again, when you were in the chair and you said, I'm going to stop smoking until I get to Africa.
Yep. That was, it shouldn't have been my goal, but that was my goal. Was that if I'd quit for that long, that my reward would be that I could smoke in Africa. So.
And your money you were saved from smoking went to pay for your trip to Africa,
yep.
Correct?
That's right. So obviously I saved a lot of money.
Obviously, that's way cool.
But getting there and starting again doesn't work.
And so the difference now, say again what happened when you got home and went to the 7-Eleven for a Slurpee.
I bought a pack of smokes.
In Canada.
In Canada, which are completely different than the African smokes. The African smokes are, I think, I don't know if it's scientifically proven, but they're more tobacco based than they are chemical based. And when you light up the two differences, it's a world of difference. You can actually taste the toxins in the Canadian smokes compared to the African smokes.
Ew.
Not saying that African smokes are healthy, but they just seem less chemical.
Yeah, well, they get away with putting a lot of crap in these here.
Well, sure. I can't believe that they don't even have to list the ingredients anymore on the packages. There's no milligrams for how much nicotine you're getting. Doesn't tell you what substances are in them anymore.
In the Canadian ones?
Yep. They've taken all of that off the packaging because in Africa I was smoking Rothmans, but in Canada they only have Rothman Special. So I wanted to see like what the difference was, but the Canadian pack doesn't have any information. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you how much tar or anything. Actually, the pack that I brought in, you could look at that one compared to one of the old ones.
Yeah.
And there's no ingredients listed, so.
They don't want people to know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're putting different stuff in them now, like a more addictive,
dangerous stuff. Yeah.
Because obviously nobody has to monitor it, right? Because otherwise they'd have to put what's in them on the packaging.
Yeah, they'd have to double the packaging one to fit it all on there.
Well, and that's what I was thinking, because they put that picture on now, right, and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's inside the pack now. It's not even inside the pack. It's nowhere on the pack.
Nowhere on there.
So you don't know if you're smoking extra light or regular or extra strong or...
Wow, that is really crazy, because it did have to be on there before for the health department or the health regulations. And
that's why I'm surprised that it's not there anymore.
I guess they figured that really ugly picture of that person that's dying of cancer does it to everybody. Think it
Yeah,
works?
yes, yeah. I don't
How'd
think
that
it
affect
works.
you?
It doesn't. I just don't look at the picture.
That's right. Just don't look at the picture.
There's actually one that's the picture's all distorted, like her face is all moved, and
Yeah.
like it shows her youngness and then her oldness or whatever.
Mhm.
And one of my non-smoking friends called her my girlfriend.
No.
It's like, yeah, well, you can date her.
Ooh, imagine kissing her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Kissing
So
that
this
ashtray.
time there's no, well, there's a reward in sight, but there's no smoking as a reward. There's no trip coming up that I can smoke at. This time it's for life.
For life. You heard that, right? This time it's for life.
And now you're putting it online.
It's going to be out there for everybody. Everybody's going to put you in checks and balances now.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me right again what you were telling what your friends were saying, asking you about why you're smoking.
About
you paid all that money to stop smoking and then you started smoking again.
yeah, and then go back to it just
Yeah.
to spend that money again.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. But for $2, I couldn't lose in Africa. Although I do remember thinking in Africa, I'm like, I remember Robert saying, "Come in for
A booster.
a booster if you need it," and I'm like, I'm a little far from home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, plus I've already smoked, so I've already ruined it.
When you called, were you in Africa?
No, I was already home.
Okay.
But I knew that I was coming back. Like, the deal for myself was to quit smoking on the plane ride home, which was 34 hours. And I made it the entire time without smoking. Or, sorry, no, I got to smoke in the Johannesburg airport because
okay.
smoking is still accepted in some places there.
Really?
And so in Ethiopia, you can smoke right to the tunnel getting on the airplane. It's weird. You can blow your smoke as
Whoa.
you're going in the tunnel, but no, I forget what I was saying.
That Robert called about a booster.
Oh yeah, and so when I took the 33-hour flight home, didn't smoke for the entire time. Got home, got my friend to go to 7-Eleven, bought the pack of smokes, got home, lit that smoke, and then I knew I was coming back. Because I couldn't handle the taste, but yet I continued to smoke. So
So what's that saying?
obviously the taste wasn't that bad, or I got used to it again.
It's like, I know it's bad for me, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing it. It'll get better. It'll get better. It's like a bad movie that you watch. It'll get better. It'll get better. It'll get better.
I was a non-smoker a month ago. It can't be that hard to quit again. Yeah. It's not that hard to quit. It's hard to get back into that mindset of I don't smoke.
Yeah, that's so much of it's mental.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I mean, not that I wasn't physically addicted, but I think I was more mentally addicted at that point.
Right.
Because, I mean, like I said, I was only smoking for about a month, maybe 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have been no problem to just quit. But
Right.
I
After
think,
going so long.
Yeah.
So long.
and then buying that Canadian pack of smokes, I'm almost positive that got me, like, completely addicted again. It was...
That's scary, isn't it? To think that, well, and just like the CD that Ralph talks about, you're one puff away from becoming an addict again.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Well, and that is all it
experience.
takes, because once you can make the justification in your mind on that one puff, you're going to be able to justify every other one after that, right?
Exactly. That first one's a tough one, then it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, then it's just all downhill. I mean, I know one or two people, like, I actually helped my mom quit cold turkey, and she lives in the U.S., and I'm like, how did I help you?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you just talked me through it. You told me what you went through because I had taken Zyban a few years before that, and I'd quit for a good year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember why I started again, but
Obviously,
Yeah.
not for a good reason.
and so I just kept telling her, I'm like, no, you'll get through that part. Just give it a few minutes. You'll get through it. Honestly, you really will. And once you get through that moment, you're going to feel so much better about getting through that moment. Yeah. And she actually quit cold turkey after smoking for more than 40 years by just calling me and asking me, like, well, this is happening. Yeah, that'll happen.
Well, look at you go, you little coach.
And then my other friend, when I quit last year with you guys, she went cold turkey. And I walked her through it, and she's like, without you, I wouldn't have quit. And I'm like, Kate, why can't I stay quit?
So are they there to call for you to call them and say, dudes, help me out?
Yeah, they both harass me all the time. How come you're smoking and we're not? I don't know.
Did you go to Africa? I don't think so.
Yes, that's why you're not smoking. And then, as Robert and yourself know, I canceled a couple times. Last weekend was a horrible weekend. And I had both of them phoning me, so how did it go today? It didn't. Oh, you didn't go? No. Of course, they're all excuses. It all is. But the only one that I really feel good about not coming was last Saturday. I wasn't ready last Saturday. Yeah. But the one time, well, the two times, I guess, before that, I could have had the money if I would have tried, but I was worried that if I gave you the 200 for smokes and I had no more money, I wouldn't be able to buy smokes again. So if it didn't work, then what?
You are the king of his excuses. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you need one, give me a call. Get you out of any
You should
mess.
write a book. Ryan's book of excuses.
Oh, I'm good at them.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
But I also like my life as a non-smoker. And I know that now. Well, I've known that each time I've gone back to you, but...
So what do you like so much about it? About being a non-smoker?
Clean. Everything's clean. You can smell the smoke. If somebody's smoking in the car in front of you, you can smell it. It stinks. Your clothes smell clean. You feel healthier.
How about food? Does it taste
I actually don't have problem with food. I'm exact opposite of everybody else. I actually lose about 30 pounds when I quit smoking.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's my... Actually, I shouldn't say that, because last time I had laser, I put on about 30 pounds. But that's average for a person quitting. But then you lose that after about 3 months.
Yeah, because it's just toxins that are trying to get out of your body.
About 3 months later, I noticed that I lost about 15 of that 30. And it wasn't that I was eating more or anything else. It was just, or like substituting food for smoking. Mm-hmm. I think it was just, like you said, the toxins and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, but I also don't worry too much about my weight, because that can be fixed, right? I mean, exercise and a good diet plan will get you through that.
Sure. Go and get chased by lions.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, food I don't really worry about too much. I know for other people, when they quit, food becomes their go-to thing. And I think maybe that's why I don't go to the food, because I don't want that to become my habit. Mm-hmm.